Hari Om, everybody. Welcome back. It's 10 o'clock. Let's get started. Om. 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 गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पदान् शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामभिद्यवत् ॐ गणेशाय नमः ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये वागीशाद्या सुमनसः सर्वार्थानामुपक्रमे यं नत्वा कृतकृत्या स्युः तं नमामि गजाननम् वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणे विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिम् द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्य केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं यस्य सन्निधिं मात्रेण सर्वे शिष्याश्च सेवकाः कर्मक्षेत्रे प्रवर्तन्ते चिन्मयं तं नमाम्यहम् Chinmayam tam namamyaham. Let's do the Gita Dhyanam. ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् Advaitamritavarshiniim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Amba Tvam Anusandadami Bhagavad Gīte Bhavadveshinim Namostute Vyasa Vishala Buddhe Pullarvindayata Netrah येन त्वया भारततैलपूर्णः प्रज्वालितो ज्ञानमयप्रदीपः प्रपन्नपारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः सर्वोपनिषदो गावः दोग्धा गोपालनन्दनः पार्थो वत्सः सुधीर्भोक्ता दुग्धं गीतामृतं महत् वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकीः परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं भीष्मद्रोणतटा जयद्रथजला गान्धारनीलोत्पल शल्यग्राहवती कृपेण वहनी कर्णेन वेलाकुला अश्वत्थामविकर्णघोरमकरा दुर्योधनावर्तिनी सोत्तीर्णा खलु पाण्डवैरणनदी कैवर्तकः केशवः पाराशर्यवचः सरोजममलम् गीतार्थगन्धोत्कटम् नानाख्यानककेसरं हरिकथा सम्बोधना बोधितम् लोके सज्जन षट्पदैरहरः पेपीयमानं मुदा भूयात् भारत पंकजं कलिमल प्रध्वंसिन श्रेयसे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुः सुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम् नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। Hari Om everybody. Welcome back to our Gita Bhāva Dhārā series. So far, we are marching on with chapter 3 on Karma Yoga. In the beginning of the chapter, Arjuna was confused between renunciation of action and renunciation in action. We saw that Bhagavan Sri Krishna explained the two paths. The path of knowledge, Jnana Yoga, and the path of action, Karma Yoga. Two paths were taught. He explained to Arjuna that these are not contradictory paths, but they are complementary to each other. Because Karma Yoga prepares the mind for Jnana Yoga, and Jnana Yoga liberates the seeker. Then we saw that inaction and isolation is not possible even for a moment. We saw that to do or not to do, that is not a choice we have. The choice is in the type of action that we choose to do and the kind of attitude with which we do the action that matters. The right attitude helps us to prepare to receive Jnana, knowledge. First, we saw in that how running away from one's duties and responsibilities was not acceptable. Just a show of external renunciation was a no-no. Bhagavan Krishna called such a person a self-deluded hypocrite. We also saw an elaborate reference of Bhaja Govindam last week for this. And we noticed a strong condemnation from Bhagavan Śaṅkara ji on this attitude or a false renunciation. Because the renunciation is internal, not showing off externally. Then we saw how to elevate our regular duties to Karma Yoga. The right attitude of dedication to perform actions as an act of worship with deep love, with a spirit of sacrifice, with all due care, with efficiency, without raga dvesha, without likes and without dislikes, and without any prejudice or any selfish motive. That's when we elevate karma to Karma Yoga. In this process, we need to recognize no action is considered unimportant. Nothing is menial. Nothing is below one's dignity. And if a seva opportunity comes, it is my privilege to do that seva or an opportunity to serve. You know, a lot of times, even in the spiritual organizations, a false sense of hierarchy creeps in. You know, a lot of times people say he or she, is an executive board member. He or she is a trustee of that board. And oftentimes, what happens? They forget it is an opportunity to serve. And they start to feel a false sense of entitlement. So, first, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is saying we need to develop that attitude of dedication. Nishkama karma. We saw that working as a cooperative endeavor in a yagna spirit, sinking our personal differences and working towards a common cause. This is worshipful attitude. This is the yagna bhava or the yagna spirit. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi called it the arpita buddhi. While we are doing our karma, we need to be cautious to reduce all our kamya karmas, desire prompted actions. We need to avoid nishiddha karmas, prohibited actions. And Bhagavan further said, karmam niyatam kuru. Do your nitya naimittika karmas, our obligatory daily duties, to the best of our ability. Just do it like that Nike swoosh, diligently. That attitude of performing actions in the yagna spirit, Bhagavan Krishna said, is renunciation, tyaga. I'm kind of capturing all of the verses that we have captured in plain English. Then there is the attitude of cheerful acceptance. First there is attitude of dedication, then there is attitude of cheerful acceptance. Prasada buddhi. What I do is my offering to him, to the Lord, to his altar. And what I get is his gift to me, his prasada. This is karma yoga in action. Then we saw the attitude of obedience. Let's start today with that. Sahayagna praja sruštva. Sahayagna praja sruštva. Purovacha prajapatihi. Purovacha prajapatihi. Anena prasavishyadvam. Eshavostvishta kamadhuku. See, at creation, Prajapatihi. Prajapati is our Chaturmukha Brahma. He created all the beings, designed for mutual cooperation, sacred participation. This is the Yajna spirit, and offering it as an oblation. This is the cosmic vision. This is the attitude of universal obedience. Attitude of universal obedience. The understanding that I am just a part of the whole. In this whole sequence, I need to obey the laws of nature, the universal law of nature. It is His command. Dasya buddhi, an attitude of obedience. So far, we have attitude of dedication. We have attitude of cheerful acceptance. Now, we recognize an attitude of obedience. See, if our behavior is not in accordance with the laws of nature, it is Vikruti. And when the behavior is refined and is in accordance with the laws of nature, it is Samskriti, a very well refined behavior. Then Bhagavan Krishna continues, Devan bhavayata nena, Devan bhavayata nena, Te deva bhavayantu vaha, Te deva bhavayantu vaha, Parasparam bhavayantaha, Parasparam bhavayantaha, Shreyah paramavapsyatha, Shreyah paramavapsyatha. One more time together. Devan bhavayata nena, Te deva bhavayantu vaha, Parasparam bhavayantaha, Shreyah paramavapsyatha. Bhagavan Krishna says, this yajna is not a mere fire ritual. That is a very narrow perspective. This verse is describing the whole interdependence of life. To develop that attitude of gratitude. So far, we have attitude of dedication while doing karma, attitude of cheerful acceptance, attitude of obedience. Now, attitude of gratitude. To be grateful for all of the blessings we have already received. One meaning of this verse is to take devas as presiding deity. In any field of activity, the devas, when we do this sacrificial oblations activity, they are pleased and they bless us. Parasparam bhavayantah Shreyah paramavapsyatha. So we may nourish one another. Through this process, we will reach the highest goal. This is the mutual cooperation. See, how is this mutual cooperation? There is actually a description of Pancha Yagnas, 5 types described to create harmony within the creation. First one, there is Bhuta Yagna. We get a lot of help from other beings in the world. Bhuta means not the ghost. Bhuta means beings. Lot of help from other beings in the world. And we, being the crown jewel of creation as humans, we have a big responsibility. See, we now talk of conservation, environmental values, and all that. It has talked long before all this in Bhagavad Gita. So, this Bhuta Yagna is this big responsibility to conserve and protect all other living and non-living beings in the creation. Then there is Deva Yagna. We have a responsibility to protect and nourish nature around us that serves us all the time. The plants and the animal kingdom. This is not just the environmental responsibility of basic things like not to pollute, but also basically conservation. Conservation in terms of consumption. Because each have their own function in the big scheme of the universal things, scheme of things. Then there is Pitru Yagna, taking care of all our elders in the society, their traditional values, protecting them, passing it on to the next generation. Rishi Yagna, to live the values of the scriptures, the spiritual knowledge given by the rishis, passing it on to the next generation and others. Most importantly, Narayagna, serving others in the humanity. That's why we say Jana Seva is Janardana Seva. Society, it provides for our education, it provides a means for our livelihood to sustain ourselves. And whenever we get an opportunity to serve others, we cannot hide behind somewhere. We need to fulfill it always. That is the essence of this whole verse. Moving on to the next verse. Ishtan bhogan ivo deva dasyante yagna bhavitaha. Ishtan bhogan ivo deva दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यः यो भुङ्क्ते स्तेन एव सः यो भुङ्क्ते स्तेन एव सः. One more time together. इष्टान् भोगानि वो देवा दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यः यो भुङ्क्ते स्तेन एव सः. Here, Bhagavan Krishna is saying the devas, when they are pleased with the sacrifice, they bless us with the results. They say, like this Agni in the Homa Kunda is like that divine courier, like this FedEx for divinity. He passes whoever Ishta Devata you are offering to, he will make sure it is delivered to them. And then they bless with the results. Then, when we are blessed with that, we have an obligation to share and enjoy the benefits with other people who participated. To share this total effort, the Samuhika Yajna. What Bhagavan Krishna says here is, this selfish living is a theft. He is a thief who does that. One who enjoys the results of these sacrificial acts of the entire society without giving back, he calls him a thief. See, if you notice, the world gives us everything that we need. But if we keep consuming without giving anything back, Bhagavan Krishna is saying we are operating like a thief in this world. This is consumption without contribution. Consuming without producing anything. That's why within our Chinmaya mission in the pledge, we say, producing more than we consume and giving more than you take. How powerful those words are. Then Bhagavan Krishna elaborates 3-13 Yagna Shishtashinas Santah Muchyante Sarvakilbhishaihi Yagna Shishtashinas Santah Muchyante Sarvakilbhishaihi Bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachantyatmakaranat. One more time together. Yagna Shishtashinas Santah Muchyante Sarva Kilbishaihi Bhunjate te tvagam papa ye pachantyatmakarana. Yagna Shishtashinas Santah Muchyante Sarva Kilbishaihi. The righteous ones, the dharmic ones who shares the results of the collective action, with others, Bhagavan Krishna says they're freed from all the sins, papas, and the ones bhunjate te tvagham papaha ye pachantyatma karanat. It is as though one eats the results of the collective action without sharing. Bhagavan Krishna says he eats sin. He eats sin. This is samuhika karma pala. Sometimes, the worst criminals are those they steal ideas, they steal the concepts, someone else's work. They are nothing but parasites. They wait for all other things to happen, then they come in, they want to take away the result. They are the social thieves, Bhagavan Krishna says. Generally, they don't put any effort. They don't have any originality. Then they will steal others' ideas. Most of the times, they don't even acknowledge that that is not their idea, but happily take credit for something that they did not do. They had nothing to do with it in the first place. We see this often in the workplace. So, what is the reflection point here for all of us to ponder upon? Consumption without contribution. If we belong to that category, we know it is adharmic living. It is unethical living. We should ask ourselves, am I giving back proportionately to what I have received? And now, with that being reinforced, Bhagavan Krishna now shifts our attention to the attitude of giving and the attitude of giving up. Attitude of dedication, attitude of cheerful acceptance, attitude of obedience, attitude with which we conduct ourselves with other beings. Now, attitude of giving. Let's see what he says. These verses of 14 and 15, they go together. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavaha yagnat bhavati parjanyah yagna karma samudbhavaha. One more time together. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavaha yagnat bhavati parjanyah yagna karma samudbhavaha. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma Nityam yagne pratishtitam. One more time together. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavah yagnat bhavati parjanyah yagna karma samudbhavah karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yagne pratishtitam. We have already seen performing actions in the true yagna spirit. It involves giving up something, including our personal differences. It could be our comfort. This is renunciation, tyaga. It is this samarpana bhava. This is the cycle of sustenance. See, this law of nature. This nature, if you look at it, spontaneously, continuously manifests itself in the giving spirit. It gives and gives and gives. So here he is saying, Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat anna sambhavaha. The water in the ocean, salty water in the ocean, it evaporates. This is tyaga. It offers itself to the sun. The same salty water transforms itself as fresh water rain. In fact, in Chandogya Upanishad, this is the delivery systems for the jiva. When the jiva comes through the rain, it comes in the food the parents consume, and that regenerative fluid, born out of that regenerative fluid, then we call the gynecologist after that gestation period, and the baby is born. The clouds shower rain, fresh water, helps to generate food. Annad bhavanti bhutani parjanyat, this rain. Anna sambhavaha makes it happen. And that nourishes all beings. This is the cycle of life. Keeps this wheel of action rolling towards the welfare of all. All beings, how the cycle works, all beings, they depend on the food. And food comes because of the rain, timely rain. Rain because of our sacrificial actions. Yagna spirit. Yagna on karma. See how this cycle sustains itself. So behind every individual, so behind a group of organization, when you see success, we can see that there is hard work, karma, dedicated karma. There is disciplined karma. There is a good work ethic. They're all dedicated to work towards common goal, common organizational objectives. This is the cosmic wheel of cooperation. So Bhagavan Śaṅkara ji in his Bhāṣya, Śaṅkara Bhāṣya, clarifies that yajna is not limited to just a fire ritual that we do, like the yajna, yaga, etc. It includes all of the karmas, all of the actions done in alignment with the nature. This is the cosmic order. This is the universal law, done without any selfish motive. I hope you're clear on that. Karma brahmodbhavam vidhi brahmakshara samudbhavam. Then Bhagavan Krishna expands on that. He says, please know that this action comes from Brahmaji, the Chaturmukha Brahma, the creator, who comes from the imperishable, that is the Brahman. Tasmat sarvagatam brahma nityam yagne pratishtitam. Therefore, all of our selfless actions are blessed by this divine grace. Selfless actions always manifest as His divinity, His expression of divinity. That is why it touches our core of the personality. When we do that, it makes us, that happiness is different. You derive that happiness. So here we need to understand the logical progression. Starting karma begins first with discipline. Disciplined karma. Control of the sense organs, shama, dhamma, sense, controlling of the mind. Slowly elevates to karma yoga, slowly elevated to the maturity into the vision of life. Big picture. This is Sarvatma Bhava. So from in the beginning, I act. I am the doer, kartrutva. Slowly evolves into I offer. I offer my services. I serve. I am slowly leading to I am not the doer. No kartrutva. I do his work. Instead of kartru, I become the karana. He works through me to serve the world around me. This is karma yoga in action. And at the end of each class, we say this prayer. We say Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. It's a true universal prayer. There is another stanza with that. It says, this is a blessing. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam nyayena margena mahim mahisha gobrahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam loka samastah sukino bhavantu. Swasti prajabhyah paripalayantam. May all beings be protected. Nyayena margena mahim mahishah. Let the rulers, kings and others, who people in power, let them uphold dharma. Gobrahmanebhyah shubhamastu nityam. May the cows and all the wealth, all the seekers, all the good people, and this entire society Lokaha samastaha sukhino bhavantu. This entire society be blessed. Kale varshatu parjanyah. May the rains come on time. Let the earth be fertile. Prithvi sasya shalini. Deshoyam kshobarahitah. Let the rains come on time every time. Let this earth be fertile. Brahmana santu nirbhayaha. Let this society be peaceful. Let all the seekers, let all the good people live without fear. Then we say, Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, Sarve santu niramayaha, Sarve bhadrani pashyantu, Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. This is the Shanti mantra. May this society be peaceful. Let all the seekers live without any sort of persecution or fear. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all be free from sorrow so that they can see auspiciousness. See, when dharma is upheld, the nature blesses. Society stabilizes. And all those who are pursuing truth, they become fearless. That is Rama Rajya. Then, moving on, yastvat maratireva syat atmatruptascha manavah atmanyeva cha santushtah tasya karyam na vidyate. Yastvat maratirev syat atmatruptascha manavah atmanyeva cha santushtah tasya karyam na vidyate. See, but the man of realization, the one who has realized the truth, how does he engage with the world? How does he do his karma? Atmarati, delights in the self. Atmatruptaha, he is satisfied with himself, rejoices in his self. Santushtaha, he is contented. There is nothing more to be done. Tasya karyam na vidyate. See, the one who is fulfilled in the self-knowledge, he has no other obligatory duties anymore. So far, if we analyze, let us see why we need to pursue Karma Yoga. First, it contributes to all our material prosperity, provides immense spiritual progress, because it is the commandment of the Lord of the universe. It's the injunction, thou shalt do it, niyatam. And when we are doing it, it is our dedication to the Lord. It is our way of expression of our gratitude, our grateful offering into this yajna. This is our yajna to the Lord. And finally, it is the only way of maintaining this universal harmony. Dharma. that which binds everybody together, that which holds everything together. So Bhagavan Krishna concludes this topic by giving an example of King Janaka, who successfully pursued the path of knowledge while remaining as a karma yoga nishta. We will see that next week, along with how should a leader guide. We will see what Bhagavad Gita says about leadership attributes. What does a good leader do? First we need to be clear about our goals as a leader, as actions are done for the welfare of the whole community, whole society. Loka Sangraha. This is a unique concept of Bhagavad Gita to the Hindu thought. Have you noticed one more thing you might notice? Everybody in the society wants to be a leader. Nobody wants to be a follower. Most of the time, what happens if the leadership is confused, if the leadership is not clear in their intent, if they have selfish motives, not in accordance with Dharma, if the individual becomes bigger than the institution, then it becomes like Andhe naiva niyamana yatandaha. It is the blind leading the blind. Where do we end up? In a ditch. Once a man said, I had 3 theories as to how to bring up children before my marriage. Now, after marriage, I have 3 children, but no theories. On that note, we will stop here. We will expand on this in the next week. Class, continue that same time, same place. And let us do Namasmaranam. Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Radhe Govinda Vrindavana Chanda Vrindavana Chanda Anatanata Dina Bandhu Radhe Govinda Anatanata Dina Bandhu Radhe Govinda Nanda Kumara Navanita Chora Radhe Govinda Nanda Kumara Navanita Chora Radhe Govinda Vrindavana Chand Vrindavana Chand Anatanata Dina Bandhu Radhe Govind Pandarinata Panduranga Radhe Govind Pandarinata Panduranga Radhe Govind Vrindavana Chanda Vrindavana Chanda Anatanata Dina Bandhu Radhe Govind Anatanata Dina Bandhu Radhe Govind Anatanata Dina Bandhu Radhe Govind Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhave Om Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Tat Sat May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all see auspiciousness. May none suffer. Oh, peace, peace, peace. With that, I'll open it up for our interactive session. Please stay back if your schedule permits. I would like to hear your thoughts.